Okay, so we're back in the kitchen again tonight, jelly007.com. And I told you I was excited about the Ninja Foodie. I really am. I've got a 16-ounce Idaho baking potato in there under, not pressure, just cooking with the air crisper. For 390 degrees, it's been in there for 45 minutes. It's about to be done. Or, you know what? I'm not sure, because I really couldn't find directions, but I'm trusting it. If it's not, this will fill me up tonight. That's an 1.5 inch, 16-ounce New York strip. And it's a good-looking piece of meat. I'm going to put that in there, and I'm going to do a little bit of my, using my internal temp. I'm going to cook it also at, well, I'm going to look at their chart, which you can see in here. It's a pretty neat chart. Like right here it has, even though, and it does have recipes, but if you don't want to use a recipe or anything, you just go right here, steaks. It says 2 steaks, 8 ounces each, whole, 390 degrees for 10 to 20 minutes. All right, well, I got one steak that's 16 ounces, that's 1.5 inches. So I'm going to start with 10 minutes, and after 10 minutes, I'm going to check it. My potato just finished. I'm going to check the temp and take a look at it. If it's anything like the pork chop I cooked the other night, it'll be fantastic. I'll touch on a couple of things about this. One of the reasons I like it. I cooked wings in it last night, and I put that video up earlier today. I mentioned before I wiped it out with a paper towel. That was it. Again, I poured this off. I'm just trying to bring everybody up to speed with it because I'm showing it, and I want you to know, and you may be wondering if you're thinking about buying one. I poured the liquid out, and then I wiped it out with a paper towel. Steve, one of my subscribers, asked about this area. I wiped it off with a paper towel, and I don't know if you can see in the video, but it doesn't get any splatter, or it hasn't mine yet. And like I said, I've only used it. This will be the 4th time. So, my 16-ounce, also 16-ounce Idaho baking potato is going right here while I put, make sure I get that salt and pepper on it, while I put my New York strip straight on the air frying basket. I'm going to lower the lid, air crisp, for 390 for 10 minutes. And we're going to see how it does a steak. And I'm talking about, this is fairly easy. You walk in, drop it in. You know, I don't have to explain that. It's 45 minutes for that potato while I'm doing other things, get my steak ready. And then we'll see how long it takes that steak. I'm guessing 10, maybe 15 minutes. And it browned the pork chop on both sides the other night, so I'm not worried about flipping it, although I may. But I can peek and look at any time because you raise it up, you can look in there and then let it back down. All that being said, I'm very impressed with it. Like I said, kind of excited. I've used it every night since I got it. But anyhow, I will come back in just a minute and show you where I'm at. But be right back. Okay, so we're coming up on completion of 10 minutes. And I have not raised the lid whatsoever. We're going to raise it for the first time right here. And the house smells just like a steak that's being broiled in the oven. If you're familiar with that smell, that's the way it smells. It smells good, in other words. All right, there it goes. Let's see. I mean, you can see that looks pretty good. Nothing wrong with it. Set this back down. Let's see what temp we're at, which I'm good with 125 personally, but if I go over that, and we're not anywhere near that at 10 minutes, but it didn't say, it said 10 to 20 minutes, and that was for 2 8-ounce steaks. This is a 16-inch, that's an 1.5 inches thick. So since we have the lid open, I'm definitely going to flip it, and it browns better on the bottom side, I believe. You know, that's my opinion. Looks like that's pretty close to just like I like them. And while I got it open, you know, and when I'm thinking about it, you can see the lid is, there's no splatter from all I've ever done to that is a paper towel right here. And that's after wings, a pork rib, this steak, and a chicken. And all of it was browned. So, long story short, going back to here, we're going to do air crisp again for 390 degrees again. I'm going to go ahead and go another, I'm going to at least try 5 minutes first. I tell you what, 7 minutes. So 7 minutes, and we'll see where it's at. And I may lift it this time before that 7 minutes is up, because I don't want it to get way past 125. 130 is where I'm good with that, but I'll take 125. But all that being said, we'll be right back. Okay, we're coming up on the halfway point of the 7 minutes. So I am going to raise it and get a temperature reading. And we're at 335, 4, 3, 2. Wow, that's sizzling. It looks great. Whoops, I changed it to Celsius. And let's see where we are. 104, 108, 110, 113, 114, 115. That's getting pretty close to what I want, but for the sake of doing that 7 minutes, I'm going to complete those 7 minutes. Okay, so we're coming up on the end of the full 7 minutes, so that would be a total of 17 minutes, and I feel positive I'm not going any further. And there it goes, turning off, and needless to say that it looks great. Now let's see what we have. So you'll know what an 1.5 inch, 16-inch steak. If I can get where you can see that thermometer. And yeah, we're over where I wanted to be, and I was afraid of that. But I'm going to, wow, we went quite a bit past where I wanted. But either way, I'm sure it's going to be edible. There we go. I was a little bit far down, so might not be as bad as I thought. So I'm at 139, and I'm actually going down because I pulled it back to the center of the steak. But y'all don't care about that. But you do kind of get an idea of what an 1.5 inch, 16-ounce steak will do in 17 minutes. I might mention, with a preheated Foodie. I think that might mean quite a bit, because I had just cooked that potato in it, so it's preheated. Anyhow, there's 138, which is about 8 degrees above what I like, but it can't be that bad. I'm going to pull it out, put it on this plate, get this potato out, and see how it did. And I got some butter and sour and cream stuff over here, and you can hear it sizzling. In fact, let's look at the other side right quick. Oh yeah, see, it browns a little better on the bottom than it does on the top. I assume it's heating from all sides, but it does. Nothing wrong with it, don't get me wrong. We're going to get it off that heat source, and I'm going to put it right over here on this plate. And I'm going to get it up like that right there. I'm going to let that rest just a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, here it is. And I'm going to make sure you can see it, but I can't tilt it too far because those juices are going to run off. But you can see it looks excellent. Just to see, it's been about 5 minutes, and I'll tell you what the carryover is, just in case you want to know. I'm not going to try and get it where you can see it, but it was 138, and we are at 144, if you can see that. So about 6 degrees in 5 minutes. No crisis. First thing I want to do is see if the potato's done. And it definitely, it cut like it was. And it is. It maybe 50, but there's nothing really wrong. And I'm fixing to load it up with some sour cream and butter. But the main event, I'm just going to cut this in half and let you see it. And that is a 140, I don't remember. 144, you'll have to look back. But I pulled it at 138. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that whatsoever. That is That's a medium, a little past medium rare, a medium steak. And that was 17 minutes in a preheated Foodie. So, knowing myself, it's going to need a little more salt. And I'm going to try it. Whoops. Tastes just like a steak I would taste. It's definitely perfect. I mean, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. And you're back to right at an hour. 45 minutes and 17 is an hour and 2 minutes. And you have an excellent meal cooked from your Foodie. And again, I'm impressed, obviously. I'm already trying to think of what I'm going to cook tomorrow night, but you'll get to see it unless something goes wrong. You'll get to see it. So, in the kitchen with jelly007.com. Y'all come back to see me, like and subscribe and share, and I really appreciate you watching my video, and I hope it helps. And if you got questions, like Steve, and I might tear up his last name, I think it's Tertan, ask him, and I'll try and answer them on my videos. So, y'all have a good night. Come back to see me. Bye-bye.